Don't you understand? I broke the underground code. Soon we'll know all their movements and all their agents.
While appearing to work for the German cause all of these years, you have actually been a double agent, David.
Maybe rain will be a little better this mission.
Look, don't worry about me.
Afraid your brother's down there?
I hope he is. I hope I dropped the bomb that kills him.
Yeah, then why you all shook up?
Captain and crew! Captain and crew! We're on fire! Prepare to bail out! Prepare to bail out!
Looks like there's going to be 2 members of the March family in Germany tonight. Come on.
Long before Hitler turned the world to flames, American correspondent David March fled to Germany, posing as a traitor to his own country. Accepted by the Nazi High Command, March worked as a double agent to destroy the Third Reich from within, under the code name Blue Light.
Of the state of California will take precedence over the inland states. The broad coastline and the access to Mexico make it essential for us to have a strong security force on duty from the very first day of occupation. Now let's continue with a discussion of the most effective ways of disseminating propaganda and policing the citizens. Later on this afternoon, we'll go through a list of those residents of this state who may prove to be dangerous to us and whose arrest is essential. It may be necessary to send in a group of trained assassins to eliminate some of these citizens before the attack on the mainland. I want you to familiarize yourselves with each and every one of them, their names, their habits, and the places to which they may flee in time of invasion. And we'll continue in about an hour. You're dismissed. Good morning, Herr Schreiber.
Heil Hitler, Herr March. Your American Gestapo is coming along quite well, March.
Well enough, but it seems to me we'll have to defeat America before we can occupy it. And the Allied bombing raids are coming closer and closer to Berlin.
Speaking of these raids, we had a curious communique from our American prison camp in Leipzig. They have an American flyer named March, who we understand is related to you. Is it possible that you have a younger brother named Brian?
Well, there must be some mistake. My brother isn't old enough to be in the service.
But you do have such a brother. Could he not have lied about his age?
Has he been hurt?
No. According to all reports, he's in fine condition. Naturally, we assumed you'd wish to see him.
Well, can he be brought to Berlin?
Hardly likely. But your visit to the prison camp could be arranged.
Well, Brian has always been immature. I doubt that he can be expected to understand the complexities of this war, but I shall do my best to enlighten him.
You don't mind if I join you? We could leave right now.
delighted by your visit. I trust you will find everything is in perfect order.
I'm sure it will be, Colonel. You have had a very good record here. May I present David March?
Colonel.
Herr March. Unfortunately, I find myself in a very embarrassing situation here.
You're only doing your duty, Colonel. I assure you I didn't come here to cause any difficulties.
I wish your younger brother would show us the same consideration.
Yes, he always was something of a rebel. I'll talk to him about it.
Young March is being brought out. He will be here in a few moments.
Good. May I introduce my second-in-command, Major von Clausitz? Herr March, Herr Schreiber.
Very pleased to have met you again. I believe we had the pleasure of meeting in Berlin at Baroness von Heisig's ball in honor of Goering.
Yes, Colonel von Clausitz.
Unfortunately, only Major now.
All right, thank you, von Clausitz. I'm sure you must have something else to do.
Very pleased to have seen you again.
May I take a look around, Colonel?
Please, certainly. This is a maximum security prison, operated strictly under the rules of the Geneva Code. We are firm but just in the treatment of our prisoners, and yet we have never had one escape. This way, please. I engineered personally the building of this camp. You will notice even the headquarters is enclosed by a barbed wire fence. Should one of the prisoners get out of his compound, he would still have to get past the third fence.
Are they electrified?
Only the third fence. You see, every so often we allow the prisoners to play at their escape games. It keeps them occupied. They build their little tunnels, they make their little plans, and then we catch them at it and mete out punishment. It's like a game of chess. But we are the experts and they are the amateurs.
Colonel, it's unfortunate about those 5 flyers last month. We had complaints from the Geneva people.
Old ladies. The flyers attacked my guards. They had to be shot.
It was rumored they were shot several hours later at someone's direct command.
The someone being me. Believe me, Schreiber, I only do what is absolutely necessary to maintain order. In civilian life, I was a court clerk. I believe in justice. Öffnen bitte.
That's March, the one in the middle.
That one's March.
Did come after all. I didn't think you'd have the guts.
Hello, Brian. Sorry they're giving you such a rough time, but I understand you asked for it.
Get out of here. Get him out of here. Look, I don't want to hear you. I don't even want to see you.
Is there someplace I can talk to him alone?
My office. I will give you 5 minutes.
Well, aren't you going to ask me about the family? How's Mom and Dad? What's new? What are you going to be when you grow up, Brian? What about your education? You got to think about these things, kid. What's the matter, big brother? Didn't you figure out what you're going to say?
Brian, I know exactly how you feel. I know what you must think.
Oh, you do?
Look, what I've had to do has nothing to do with you, and nobody holds you responsible for it.
I'm not worried about anybody else. I'm worried about me. What I must be if I'm your brother. See, I know what these Nazis are. I know what they feel. I know what they think. And I know what they do. And you're one of them. because you had to be, but because you wanted to be. You're nothing, you know that? Nothing. And if I've got that kind of blood in my veins, what does that make me?
He's found the microphone. He won't be looking for the second.
What's the matter, big brother? Don't your friends trust you?
Forget about that. I suppose they gave you a pretty rough time back home, huh? Brian, I wish I could...
Look, I'm not feeling sorry for myself. I'm thinking of the thousands of guys who've died already. Guys we knew. Guys we went to school with. Dead. Because of you and your friends.
So you had to run out and lie about your age and get into the war.
You bet I did. But no matter what I do, I can't even open this score.
Brian, you're trying to get yourself killed. Is that why you're throwing your weight around in this camp? Do you have to prove that you're nothing like me?
I don't know. Maybe I do.
Look, Brian. Just be another prisoner, will you? Someday this war will be over and...
And what? What? You're gonna have a big job waiting for me in Berlin?
Maybe. And maybe you'll have the pleasure of seeing me hanged by the Allies.
Believe me, that could be worth waiting for. Leave me alone.
You look a little weak. Looks like you got a fever.
Leave me alone. You know something? When it all began, when you first started writing those articles against America, when you went over to Germany, I figured it was all some kind of an act. I felt sure that the government had you doing it, so that you could end up helping us in some way. I kept waiting for somebody to come and tell us it was okay. You weren't really doing all these things we heard about. I just wanted some sign.
Brian, I can't give you any sign. Everything you heard is true. Now, Hitler's gonna win, and I want to be on the winning side. When I get back to America, I'm gonna be a very powerful man, Brian. And you'll see that I did the right thing. Well, I guess there's nothing more to say.
I hope you have been able to talk some sense into him.
Will you get me out of here? Get me out of here. Take me back to that hole. I feel clean there.
Well, March, now that your family reunion is over, there are pressing duties for both of us back in Berlin.
So let's go. Tell him. I wanted to put my arm around him and say nothing has changed. You were right to believe in me, kid.
But you couldn't. You could never be sure he wouldn't make a slip. David, my father was hanged by the Free French. Yet I worked for them. I loved my father, but he was wrong. Sometimes the war can tear families apart. What we're doing, David, is more important than you or your brother.
If he keeps on the way he's going, he'll never get out of that camp alive. Then you could get him transferred to another camp.
No, you can't take any action to help him. to show any sympathy at all will put you in danger.
That's the chance I have to take. I can't just leave him there and forget about it, Suzanne. I'm no good to myself. I'm no good to Blue Light until I do something about Brian.
Herr March. What a coincidence meeting you here.
Is it?
Well, not quite. I'm in Berlin on a weekend's leave, and I thought I might look you up.
Do we have anything to talk about?
Herr March, your influence here in Berlin is well known. I am in need of a strong friend. I have applied for a transfer out of that cursed camp, but I probably won't get it unless someone puts in a good word for me.
And in return?
I feel it is my duty to tell the friend that his brother's life is in danger. The colonel who commands the camp is a monster. He plays with the prisoners. He torments them. He knows that they have dug a tunnel beneath the 2 barbed wire fences that surround the inner compound.
Yes, I remember the layout. Go on.
An informer in the camp has told us that the prisoners are planning an escape for Thursday night. The colonel intends to allow them to dig their way out of the compound, and then he will use that as an excuse to kill them.
Thursday night. Doesn't give me much time.
Of course, the source of your information must remain confidential. And you will not forget about the matter of the transfer?
I won't forget.
I'm going. Nothing could keep me from going.
We'll never tunnel as far as that 3rd fence. But this soft sand is sure to be a cave-in.
I'm willing to take the chance. If you want to back out, that's your business.
Now you understand. You will allow all 14 men to emerge from the tunnel here and let them to reach the 3rd fence. Make sure the electric current is turned off. That may give them a surprise. They will begin to wonder why, and perhaps 1 or 2 will begin to scale the fence. Then we will switch the power back on. That will be the signal to commence firing. That will be all.
The resistance has been contacted. They'll be on the lookout for the escaping prisoners.
All I can do is even up the odds a little bit, not only for Brian, but for everyone else.
Let me see the plan again.
You're not coming.
Why not? My father was a general of the army, and I grew up around firearms. And I had the same training in London as you did.
All right. I did this from memory, but it's pretty accurate. The tower guards here and here can be knocked out by grenades. The sentries are positioned here and here.
We don't know exactly where the prisoners will tunnel out, but the Germans do.
I'll sneak up close and knock off that 3rd fence. That should give them a clear avenue of escape. Here.
Seconds, the sentry will be on the other side of the compound. Now, come on, let's go, let's go.
off the power at the fence.
It's cold. Power's off.
We're lucky. Let's go over.
And closets, get ready.
We made it. We made it. Yeah. Somehow.
You know something, Kelly? I think this war's just beginning for us. Come on, let's go.
Did he make it?
I couldn't tell one face from the other in the dark, but most of them got away.
And he couldn't see that it was you trying to help him.
He may never find out.
I'm sure there will be another time when you'll meet again as brothers.
I can't think of a better reason for getting out of this war alive.